those stress levels.
And you mentioned earlier they have 3 in this lineup right now. Can you tell us more about it?
Okay, initially they're starting off with just 3, but this is in a line of a new line that's going to be developed. So lubricants are coming. I'm not really supposed to say that, but these are all friends here. So they are going to eventually bring lubricants. But right now the launch is 3 products. We start with ATF, that's automatic transmission fluid, and that's also part of the HTP line. So it has this higher viscosity index, it has better heat dissipation, it has all these formulas to be able to cope so that the thickness, let's say, of your automatic transmission fluid, even at high temperatures, the thickness remains completely consistent and the same, regardless of what sort of temperatures that you go through. That's very important because in automatic transmission, you can get shuddering, you can get lazy shifting. It really does affect, and eventually that will have an effect on the gearbox, and that's a very costly repair job, believe me. Then they have, next to that, they have the brake fluid, and that's DOT or DOT 4, depending how you prefer to pronounce that. But the DOT 4 basically refers to the U.S. Department of Transport, DOT, and the rating number is the boiling point. Usually the higher the boiling point, or the higher the number, the better the boiling point. In this case, it's DOT 4, so we're looking at about 230 degrees Celsius boiling point. Now that's up from about 205. Now that doesn't sound like much. 25 degrees can be the difference between sort of blowing your transmission or not. So yeah, it's a very big deal. So moving this up in countries like Philippines is a very big deal. Then so you have the we have the brake fluid, we have the automatic transmission fluid, and then there's also the lithium grease. Now this stuff is used everywhere. This is like on all your hinges, all your bolts, all your ball joints, suspension parts, etc. Now the lithium grease is really particularly cool because they formulated this as well to be able to perform at a dropping point of 260 degrees Celsius. That is a big jump from 190. So this is stuff that will remain, once again, it'll keep your parts clean, it'll keep the parts free from rust and any type of corrosion.
So you got 3, the transmission fluid, the brake fluid, and the lithium grease.
That's correct.
Even though all of these lubricants, they're all lubricants, they all have very distinct uses.
Yes, you could break them up into fluids and lubricants, but yes, they all have very distinct, yeah.
And I think I will be needing all of those 3. I will make sure to have all of those 3. But, of course, as you already know, James is not the only guest that we've got for this afternoon. So I would now like to invite another lady to be joining us. She is the 2017 calendar girl for Petron.